Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're talking about the do's and don'ts of touring a home. Let's get real. Without a game plan, it can quickly turn into a disaster.
Exactly. That's why today we're going to walk you through the do's and don'ts so you can avoid any costly mistakes or lose your dream home.
Absolutely. I'm Trisha Gonzalez with the Sing Real Estate Group.
I'm Carla with New Wave Lending.
Let's get into it.
So first step, let's get your finances together. So do's and don'ts. So do get all your documentation ready to go. So this can be W-2s, taxes, pay stubs, etc. Another do is make sure you get a pre-approval, not a pre-qualification. A pre-approval means that a loan officer looked through all of your documents, went through all the loan options, and run it through the automated system so they know for sure that you are 100% pre-approved and there won't be any issues while you're under contract. So let's talk about some don'ts. So don't shop without a pre-approval letter, because maybe you are looking for a home, you want to put an offer, and you come to find out that you don't have that you don't qualify for the home, right? And you could lose money trying to buy houses out of your budget. Another thing, don't assume just because you pre-qualify, let's just say $800K, that fits your budget. It's really important to look at all the numbers and especially look at your monthly payments. So consider insurance, HOA, property taxes, because sometimes what you're pre-approved and what your budget fits can be two different things.
Absolutely. When your lender pre-approves you, they're going to pre-approve you for the highest amount. But the biggest takeaway for clients before you should talk to your lender about, that's like the first thing I ask everyone.
Right.
What do you want to spend monthly? Because that can be very different from what you're putting down. Maybe you want to put more down.
Exactly. And another thing I always tell all of our clients is I never want them to feel like they're house poor. So maybe you're qualified for this really big house, but if you're not even enjoying it, you're struggling just to make those payments, maybe that's not the right budget.
Fit.
That's not the right fit. So let's look at something less, or even come up with a game plan. Okay, so for you to want this house, maybe I need to pay off some things or put a bigger down payment.
Absolutely. I completely agree. We've got to make sure that you're touring with strategy. One of the do's is, of course, listing your wants versus your needs. This is super important to have it listed out as we're touring so we can stay focused on our ultimate goal. If your goal is your monthly mortgage and the school district, that's what your realtor is here to do, keep you focused. And with that list, we're able to search strategically, making sure that we're not wasting our time by looking at homes that don't fit our budget. If you tell me you need a 2-car garage, we don't need to be going to look at homes with a 1-car garage. If you say you need a backyard for your dog or your garden, we don't need to go look at townhomes. It's counterproductive.
Correct.
Yes. And then of course, you don't want to get emotionally attached to homes before taking into consideration all the other factors.
Now you're under contract or wanting to go under contract and you're trying to write a winning offer. So here's a few do's. So listen to your realtor and her advice. She is knowledgeable. She knows the market. She knows the neighborhood. She is making comparables in that neighborhood. So she knows what she's talking about. Another do is be competitive in a hot market. So if your realtor is telling you to put a little bit more or maybe put less days in the appraisal, make sure you understand, but listen to her in the competitive market, because at the end of our goal is for you to get under contract.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is low ball too low and take yourself out of the game. If there are other offers, then if you don't receive a counter, that's a clear indication you shot too low. Most good agents are going to always give you a counter offer unless it's just something super crazy. And then of course, don't not listen to your realtor. They're there to guide you. You don't have to do what they say. But at the end of the day, if you trusted this person to advise you, then definitely take what they're saying into consideration. They are here to help you.
Yes. So now you're under contract. Your offer got submitted. So what happens next? So do get a home inspection. This is very important because one, it's another negotiation tool that your realtor can use to get you the best offer. And it also tells you the condition of the house before you commit to a 30, 15, 20-year loan. It tells you the condition of the foundation, roof, plumbing, AC, and electricity. Another do is to let your lender do the appraisal. So appraisal is different from inspection. The appraisal tells the lender how much the house values to make sure that the money we're going to loan you meets at least the same amount. So that is very important because this can also be a negotiation tool that can help your realtor and you get the best offer. And make sure you get homeowners insurance and you shop around. There's a lot of insurances, so getting the best one is very key.
Yes, even in a hot market, never skip the inspection. Back in 2020, when we were doing no option periods, we weren't doing it very often. We weren't doing it on old houses.
Right.
And even if you're not doing it, you can still go get an inspection. You need to know what you're getting into. I've got a lot of people that I'm working with right now that bought at that time, maybe with another agent, that have just spent so much money on renovating their home because maybe they didn't know the severity of everything during the inspection. So not a piece of the process that you ever want to skip. That is your time to decide, are we in this? Are we going to purchase this home? Can we, these things we found, can we fix it? Or maybe do we want to go a different route?
Yeah, because replacing a roof or foundation, that can be what,
tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah.
And if that comes up and the seller's not willing to help you,
that's on you.
That's on you. And maybe that's not the right fit.
And on top of down payment, closing costs, all that good stuff. And then of course, the last thing you ever want to do when you're under contract is open a credit card, buy a car, spend a lot of money. Those are things that when you're under contract, you just need to be not adding on any more debt to your portfolio.
Yeah. Or change jobs or any marshal status. You don't want to change anything of that. And if you have to, you definitely want to talk to your realtor and your lender ASAP because it will 100% affect your loan. Final steps and closing advice. So now that you're at the closing table, here's a couple of do's. Do review your financial documents like closing disclosures with your loan officers before you sign. They will be the best person to explain all of the numbers better than the title agent or your realtor. 2, make sure you wire your funds securely. Right now, there's a lot of scams. So the best thing is calling the title directly and getting that wiring information or link secure. I mean, you're sometimes sending 15 to 15, depending on the price range funds. You want to make sure that the bank actually receives it. Always double check where the money's.
Absolutely. And you can always do a cashier's check still as well. But the closing disclosure is so important. There's nothing worse than when we send it out. Carla sends it out 3 days before closing. Everyone thinks it's fine. And then we're at the closing table. The loan officer isn't there. And they're like, this doesn't look right. It's awkward. It's not a good use of time. You wanna, when you're going to that closing table, everything should already be taken care of. The wiring, going over the closing disclosure. You should be there to just sign your life away and celebrate.
Exactly, yes.
So that's super huge. Don't skip reviewing those documents. Take the time to do it. It's in your best interest. It's in our best interest. And then of course, don't forget to celebrate. Such a huge milestone, and we are here for you guys every step of the way. And then of course, you don't want to forget to conduct your final walkthrough with your realtor. That's super important. Whether it's a pre-owned home or a new home, it's good to go and make sure all those final touches, everything you negotiated during the option period was completed. Make sure everything's functioning properly. If it's a new home, they'll do their new home orientation, show you how to turn off the water, show you how to care for the home, etc., etc. So that's when you know, cool, we're gonna show up to the house, no surprises. Let's make sure we make time to celebrate, and that way when we get there, everything's good to go and you're ready to get your keys and move in.
Yes. So now we just want to share some success stories and just some stories of people that did all the steps correctly and some that didn't. It worked out, but the headaches.
Yeah, it was stressful for them.
So I had a client that we were all ready to go. And they ended up getting married the weekend before closing, and we found out at closing table. Now this is a big no because closing, especially in the state of Texas, it's a communion state, so both the wife and the husband have to be there at closing, and all the title documents have to be revised. So instead of being a usual 45 1-hour close, they actually told us that we had to leave. They had to redo all the documents. I mean, it took all day pretty much to get that corrected.
And you didn't know if you were gonna close.
Yeah, and it can also get tricky because depending on which loan you have, sometimes we have to include your spouse's or your significant, your married wife, or your spouse's liabilities, which can 100% affect your loan. So just keep that in mind. Just anything you do, not that we want to get in your life. We just want to make sure that this, this big accomplishment is done as stress-free as possible.
Absolutely. And when we do have clients and friends that listen to us that get the pre-approval, they take their time to, hey, you know what? We don't really know what we want to live right now. I think we're going to take a couple months to assess that. Once they know, they reach back out to us.
Yeah.
And we're able to get them the most grants.
Yeah.
Negotiate as much as we possibly can for them, things like that.
Yeah, we had a client, I think she locked her interest rate at a 5.5. You got her, I think, over 10,000 in closing costs. And they closed in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
they got money back.
And they got money back. Yeah, they got money back. So, and they were only have to put like 3% down. So that was amazing. I mean,
yeah, it was a huge success. And they were just very smart. You know what I mean? They were very prepared. They did their research. It doesn't all have to happen so fast, right? I mean, when you meet with us, it's a game plan for a reason, right? Take the time to decide where you want to live. It doesn't need to be this rushed decision. It is a big decision. You owe it to yourself to feel good about it and make sure that you're taking the time to decide what really is best for you.
That's true.
So those are the do's and don'ts of touring. If you guys have any other questions, please let us know. Any other videos you would like to see, and don't forget to like and subscribe below.
Thank you, guys.